All right, and we're going live. Ladies and gentlemen, I was supposed to have intro music going. I was supposed to have a lot of things going, but we're just lucky that we got here. We got this far. LDCC Day 2023. Let me transition for a second. You know, it's always funny when we do these shows and it's live. And I'm thinking to myself, everything's going to go perfectly, you know, no problems at all. And then wouldn't you know it, you know, just some technical difficulty. But that's okay because, you know, we're going to practice and keep practicing. And the more we do it, the better we'll get at it. I feel like I'm teaching myself all the time. Anyway, again, welcome, LDCC Day 2023. It's actually LDCC Days. And if I could, instead of it just being me on the screen, I would like to bring up on the screen my wonderful guest, and we're going to get a closer shot of her in just a second, but this is a two-frame. My name is Ryan Pierce. I'll be the host for the live stream, and this is Miss Gwen Hall. And I don't want to get your title wrong, so can you please tell me what your new title is?
It is Interim Dean of Students.
Okay, Interim Dean of Students. What does that mean to be the Interim Dean of Students, Miss Hall?
Well, it means you have to do two jobs.
Of course.
Really, the position itself is essentially over students to ensure that our students are getting proper education, they're getting well served in every way, shape, or form. We want them to have full wraparound service. And technically, it means that I oversee admissions, recruitment, the registrar's office.
That's a lot.
Student success service.
I don't have that many fingers.
I could keep going. Let's see. Career readiness.
Okay.
Counseling and disability. So it's quite a lot. And financial aid. Lord have mercy.
Yo,
that's
yeah,
very important.
That's a big one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I would be in my college journey without financial aid. I absolutely had to have the assistance, and thank goodness it was there so I could get the degrees and become a graduate in higher education. So, yeah, absolutely. A phenomenal job that is being done all across the college. In all those wraparound services that support academics, and that's basically what you're over.
Yes.
You're getting them. You're taking the students from start to finish.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
From prospect to matriculation,
right.
Awarding them.
Now it's interesting that we have you on the show today because you are at being a part of the admissions team and and overseeing that and enrollment services as a whole. You had a hand in orchestrating what we're doing today in some way. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but tell us about what LDCC Day is all about, what it means.
Well, LDCC Day is a day where we can showcase, and we want to showcase to our future students. I hope they're all going to be future students.
We hope so.
Yeah, we've got about 1,000 students from across our region, different schools in Washita parishes and all the parishes in our Region 8. Junior highs and high school. They're coming here. All of our programs are showcasing the best of the best. They have fun, hands-on activities for our students, and it helps them to kind of zero in on what their interest is. What do they want to go to school for? You have to figure that out so much younger these days. I mean, when I was probably their age, I think I wanted to be a bus driver. I never really gave it a lot of thought.
That's a tough job.
Now, it's our job. I'm sure it is. It's our job to reach out to the students, to let them know what their futures hold, especially if they stay here. This is what we can do for our students. This is what we can do for this population, which is essentially, hopefully, get them a field that they love, give them some education, training, and so they can get a job that hopefully they love as well, and a career, not just a job, but a career.
Exactly. LDCC Day 2023. Again, this is Ms. Gwen Hall, Interim Director for all things student services. Can I say all right?
All things student services, and the interim meaning that it is temporary, which means that we have just like a student trying to figure out their major, we're kind of trying to figure out what's the best for the school.
That's right.
Things may change, but that's fine. I think we're all used to change. So, hey, I'm here for it.
I know that you're doing an excellent job, and I hope that title, interim, becomes something a little bit more permanent. That'd be really nice to see. So now that we're here at LDCC Day, and we've already started to get the first few students coming in, What has the response been like so far? I know it's early in the day, and I know that we've had I think a middle school that's come in
Yes.
already, a high school that's on the way. What have you seen on the faces of the
I've
students
seen a
coming in?
lot of excitement. I've seen a lot of kids that are staying in stations longer than I anticipated, which is a really good thing. That means they're interested and they want to learn more. So that to me is a really good sign. If they stay longer than they wanted to, hey, I'm okay with that. We can handle the crowd. So it's kind of like a path through our ATC building where they can, along the path from in the main entrance to the back entrance or exit, there's different spots along the way that they can visit and interact with the different programs set up. So it's really exciting to see the kids excited. It's cool to see them have that look on their face where they're like, oh, can I touch this? Can I really touch? Can I play with this? Yeah, totally. Have at it. And that's really where I think the interest and the spark starts. So I hope that we have some kind of role in that with some of our kids. I call everyone kids. Kids will have some kind of a fun day that they can remember.
Right, exactly. And if you hear a lot of noise, we're in the midst of all of the excitement. We're in the technology room right now where we have some digital media setups, arcade projects that our IT students have worked on to create these really great experiences that you can build at your home. They're trying to show you that you can do it in a bunch of different ways, have those old school arcade games going. And we also have, we're close to a DJ, which is a lot of fun because he is, of course, spinning records and helping us all to enjoy ourselves. You're going to hear a lot of noise all throughout LDCC Day, and the noise of people talking, students communicating, and just enjoying themselves. And that's what it's all about. We just want everybody to have a good time and for it to be a great interactive experience for everybody that comes to campus today. And so do you know off the top of your head, just so we can give some shout outs before we let you go, because I know that you have some things going on, can you give some shout outs to some schools that we should expect to see over the course of the next few days? We don't want to leave anybody out, but we do want to make sure that we identify those that are here.
I can guarantee I'll leave some out, which I hate to say. I wish I had the list with me, but I know for sure it's some middle schools, some high schools. I know that Neville is going to be here, West Monroe High, and oh gosh, Ryan, I'm really kind of on the spot right here because the more I try to think about it, the more my mind goes blank. I truly apologize.
No, hey, that's okay.
We can all watch me go on my phone and go through my emails.
Yeah, no, hey.
You don't want that.
No, you're fine. Because guess what? The reason why I asked you, right, is because I was trying to give myself time to look it up so that I could say it. But definitely, we will shout out every school before the day is over. We will shout out every school. Ms. Hall, thank you so much for being
Thank you, Ryan,
on
for having
the
me.
show. Again, we're doing some just live coverage of LDCC Day 2023, and we will be back momentarily with our next guest. So stick around.
All right.
LDCC Day 2023. We're back. We're live. It is a bonanza out there. I just got a chance to walk out and just kind of see what was going on. And my goodness, there are a whole ton of students here. And but let's get to our next guest, and his name is Frank Bennett. Now, Mr. Bennett, what is it that you do for LDCC?
Sure. So glad to be here. And yes, it is a bonanza. We've got kids from all over. I just talked to some kids as you were walking up to from Wasserman High School, and they were so pleased to be here and looking forward to their future starting here at Delta. But I am the director of the Louisiana Delta Community College Foundation. But my title for the college is Director of Institutional Advancement and Alumni Relations. So what that means is...
Yeah, what does it actually mean, all those words?
All those words together, it makes it sound important, but it is the fundraising arm of the college. Now, what does that mean in large part? I am here to support, and the foundation is here to support the college, its students, and its programs through scholarships and other funding entities and partnerships.
Right. And that's great. I got to tell you, the foundation has really been instrumental for so many students.
Sure.
When I think about the foundation, of course, I think about the things that I see on the student side, scholarships,
right.
Whether they be from our corporate donors, whether they're book scholarships or full tuition scholarships. There's so many ways that the foundation has just done things at a moment's notice for students. It's been incredible. I know that's not the only thing, but scholarships are the things that I see most readily. But what other projects can we talk about, or what other things, can the foundation do for the college, and specifically for LDCC? What has been done?
Well, specifically, it's those corporate partnerships, as you were touching on right there. Those partnerships are very crucial because there's things like in-kind gifts that we get on our campuses for materials for our programs, for these students to use, to create things, to build, whether it's welding or whether it's business technology, software, things like that. But these partnerships are so crucial because we want those people to come on campus and to talk to our students. So they are influenced by them. They are expanding their minds through talks of their industry and their business specific, or their position, or their path. Yeah. That's so crucial, is to expose all these students to how I got where I am.
Yeah.
Because everybody got here, I even got here in a very different path, and Absolutely. I can share that, and that's a testimony to all of us, that we can share how we got where we are, how we share our successes and our failures. So, as far as the foundation too, listen, there's program support, there's scholarships, and I think one thing that we can talk about is a scholarship deadline in April for the foundation scholarships.
That's right.
Louisiana Delta, LADelta.edu. Go out there, click on the foundation tab at the top, and go apply for foundation scholarships. There's a lot of money out there. You can apply for all of them, or you can apply for what you want to go into. It might be specific to allied health or others. And I'm trying to build that base of scholarships and get more every single day. And we have entities like just recently we received a $5,000 grant from Entergy, Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah.
And so pleased with that. But we have other partners like Brookshire's Grocery that supports our food pantry. That just gave us $1,500 in gift cards. That's going to help, food insecurities for our faculty, staff, and students. Things like that are so important for our community and for our college.
That's right. You touched on something that was really interesting, which is, the idea that we want all the students that we can get to be a part of the LDCC family. Yeah. But sometimes it's a bit difficult to learn if you're not functioning, if you're not eating, if you don't have a housing, and these things. And so to hear that LDCC with the institution of the Office of Advancement and Foundation are coming together to find ways to support the basic needs
Right.
of the student so that they can come to college and they can enjoy the learning experience. I mean, that's excellent.
If we can remove that barrier for everyone, I wish we could. And that's something we can slowly chip away at with these types of services and more partnerships. A bigger space for our pantry where it's more accessible for our students when they come to campus.
Yeah.
That it's open when they need it, and our faculty too. If faculty, not everybody's in the best place.
That's right.
And we want to support this family that we have here and this culture that we have here. We want to breed positivity. We want to push that we are always open and we're always here to help. And that's the same thing for the foundation, as well as the college. That we're here to start futures, to create pathways to success for every student and for our faculty and staff that are here too. We want to show professional development and support that. That's huge. And that's something we're doing right now.
I was just going to hit on that. I was like, I was actually the recipient of some dollars from the foundation a while back to support professional development for myself. And so again, not only is what you do affecting the students, but also faculty and staff as well, which is so important. So LDCC Day 2023. This is day one. It's Tuesday, Valentine's Day.
Yes.
A great gift to see all of the students abuzz and walking around and exploring all the different opportunities, the programs, the tables, the exhibits. Everything's wonderful. What's your takeaway so far? I know you've been busy, moving back and forth between rooms trying to get things together, but as you've had a chance to breathe maybe for 2 seconds, what is your take on what you've seen so far today?
I think it's fantastic. I was at Louisiana Tech for 7 years, and so I know what preview days look like, but this one is remarkable and very different. That everything in one hub is unlike anything else that I've seen. So it's great to see the life of the college being exposed right here, right now, for 4 hours a day for 2 days. And I just love to see these students that are getting to experience everything that we have to offer, and I look forward to seeing these kids on campus too.
And what you're seeing right now is just a quick shot. We're in the tech room right now, and so in the technology room we have all sorts of projects from video game, arcade, self-built, those types of projects where you can play some of the old school arcade games, but showcasing our IT students are showcasing that you can do this too. You can build it at your home, and there's even a cabinet that we'll have soon enough where it looks like an actual old school arcade. But right now it's just on the television screens. If we move a little bit more, we see some cameras because of course digital media programs coming very soon, and then we have some cloud computing things set up in here as well. But and then hopefully at some point we can take you out, right? We'll have to figure that out, right? Get our technology working better so that we can take you around, and let you see all of what's happening right now. We're just in one spot, one space, but there's a lots to see, a ton to see. And I really appreciate what you said, given your experiences before at other institutions' preview days. And you seeing this and you feeling the excitement and the energy, and know that we're doing something special. And it's always good to hear that because you've been with us only for
6 months.
6 months.
That's it.
And so for you to be impressed, that's saying something. So we appreciate you. Mr. Bennett, any last thoughts? Do you want to give us a taste of maybe what's coming up? I heard a rumor that there's going to be some replay of Hats and Horses. It's going to come back bigger and better than ever down the road. And there may be some other things that your office is doing. So just tell us before we
Absolutely. First of all, our second annual, I guess we can say now, Hats and Horses event on May 6th will be held right here at the Advanced Technology Building. More information to come on that, but go ahead and save the date for that. We're going to have we got some great planning that's going on, and it's going to be bigger and better than it ever has been, even though we're 2 years in, but working on that right now. So it's going to be a great time wrapped around the Kentucky Derby. We're going to live stream the Kentucky Derby straight from Churchill Downs. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody dressed up, ladies in their hats, men in their best dress, whatever that looks like. Come and look wild, have fun. That's what it's all about. We're going to have some great prizes and silent auction items I'm working on. And so very excited about what that looks like. And future events, too. We've got some other events lined up. We've got probably a dinner theater type of event coming in the
now
fall.
that's going to be nice.
Yep, that's something we've talked about, but there's some other events too that we want to grow this base. And this is all going to support the foundation. All the dollars that we put out there and that we ask for from sponsorships, all of that supports exactly what I mentioned, the programs that support our students, our faculty and staff, in Northeast Louisiana, because of the 11 parishes. These are the students that stay here. They don't leave.
That's right.
These are the ones that make up the future of the leadership here in our community and our lives.
Wow. Couldn't have said it better than that. Thank you for continuing to support the mission
You bet.
of Louisiana Delta Community College. LDCC Day 2023 returns in just a moment.
Awesome.
All right, welcome back to LDCC Day. It has been a phenomenal turnout so far, and I know it's only going to get better. And here I have with me someone who I've worked with for a number of years and who is going to represent I wanted to say the Division of Math and Sciences, but I don't really know what to call it now. We'll just say we're going to represent sciences, especially biological sciences, right?
Yes, biology.
And this is Miss Tamara Young. Tamara, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. You know, we have LDCC Day going on, and as you can tell, I'm just going to flip to a shot. We have students having a lot of fun out here. It's they're having a good time, but we're here to talk about things that are happening in the science programs themselves, and just talk about LDCC Day in general. So first of all, I wanted to ask this question. If a student wanted to come to LDCC Day, but they couldn't make it,
Yes.
what are they missing at the science tables right now? Because there's some neat stuff happening over there.
There's some really cool stuff. We have the orbs that generate static electricity that our chemistry professor is working with, Ed Hall. Mm-hmm. We've got a mini titration demonstration set up. We have all sorts of our rocks from geology, our gemstones and things. Minerals, I think they're technically called. Clearly, that's not my area of expertise. We have we have anatomy and physiology models, some preserved creatures from the biologies, and we've also got our giant anatomage table set up.
Oh, I've seen that thing before. Anatomage, is that what it's called?
Anatomage.
What does that thing do? Like, I've seen it. I have yet to play with it. What does it do? Tell us about it.
It is a 3D virtual human body, essentially. And I say virtual, it's actual literal scans of real people, real cadavers.
Wow.
So these are used a lot in medical schools. Mm-hmm. That they can go through all of these parts, the blood vessels, the hearts, and you can really zoom in and see everything real. Like it's actual things that they took from multiple CT scans and things of cadaver bodies. So I think we have about 4 choices: cadaver, male, and like 2 female race, like 2 different races of female,
right,
and 2 different races of male.
Okay.
Bodies that we can look at. We can take them down to just the bones. We can take them down to the blood vessels. In med schools, they use them and they'll do like an actual CT scan or an MRI and plug it in. We can plug in like actual scans, and they can zoom in and look at something before they do surgery.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
So they can really see it.
It's nice to have a bit of a chance to practice, before you actually do it for real.
I fully agree. I want those students to have an idea of what it really looks like before they go in.
Yeah, I was in the classroom the other day and I said, guys, don't be afraid to get this wrong, because this is your chance to get it wrong, learn from your mistakes, and then double back and do it right the next time. Whether it be on a test or in real life. And in the case of the medical field, you kind of got to get it right the first time, don't you think?
I would hope so.
So, but that I have seen the table. I have yet to play with it, but it's really cool. Look it up online for those of you. I don't have an image of it right now, but Anatomage, really, really cool stuff. What else? I feel like one of those machines, I saw it, but again, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. I saw one of those machines where I feel like if you put your hand on it,
I don't know what it's called.
Your hair would stand. Now, I don't have a lot of hair to stand up on end, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it could, make my hair stand up.
I don't know what it's called, but it generates essentially static electricity.
Yeah.
And so our chemistry professor, Ed, is working with that and demonstrating how it works and like the charges and whatever it does specifically. I don't know. But clearly, again, physics and chemistry, not my strong suit. But I did stick my hand on it.
Okay.
So I took all my bobby pins and things out and stuck my hand on it.
Yeah.
But it my shoes are not insulated enough apparently, and I could feel it discharge, and it was shocking me through my toes.
Oh my
gosh. As it discharged to the ground. Not the most comfortable experience, but my hair did start to stick out.
So we got the effect. Oh boy, I wish we would have had a picture of that. Got the effect, but maybe not the way you wanted to feel getting that effect.
I really needed a rubber mat under my feet. I really did.
Well, tell us about biology then, since that is your specialty. Why do students come and take biology classes sciences, and then what can one expect to learn, I guess, in the biology classes that we offer?
It depends on the biology class.
That's why I left it wide open, just for that reason.
So in basic biologies and principles of biology, we cover the whole range of living organisms, photosynthesis, how the cells make energy, DNA, replication, how our cells make more of themselves, reproduction.
Okay.
So it's a huge range of things. When we get into A and P, it's a strict focus on the body. So the structures of the body and then how the body works. And then you get into things like microbiology. We're looking at microorganisms, and our focus a lot of times trends towards bacteria because that seems to be the most common area of focus.
Yeah, that's right.
But in like microlab, we are culturing those organisms. We are growing them on plates. We are staining them. We're seeing what they do and how they react to things. So there's a huge range of different biology classes we offer, and it really depends on what a student wants to do as to which ones they need to take.
Absolutely. And you're right, because it seems like a lot of the biologies and the sciences are in support of all the other programs that we have at LDCC. So always a great job that you guys do in training and preparing our students for whatever the next thing is, in support of whatever. And there are some students that come to here and they want to get a Louisiana transfer degree in the sciences, which is nice too, right? They're not exactly sure what they want to do, maybe, but they know they like science, Let me ask you one more question. When it comes to like the biological sciences, how do you bring those concepts to life? Is there a lab class that you'll teach? And can are there some experiments that we do here at LDCC? Or I was
Wait, which lab?
The biology lab. Aren't there some?
We do offer just a general biology, or I guess really for science majors, a principles of biology lab. Mm-hmm. So they do basic things from we do photosynthesis labs. We do basic diffusion labs, which includes looking at how water is moving across membranes.
Right.
Enzymes, which usually means you're like pureeing a potato and adding hydrogen peroxide to see how that catalase enzyme is reacting. So there's a lot of different biology labs or experiments we do in those labs.
One of the ones that I heard about was the hand washing one, where how does that work? You swab your hand for bacteria? How does that work?
There's a couple of different ways we do that. And that was in the micro lab.
Okay.
And they might do that one also in the principles lab. But in the micro lab, we do that a couple ways. And one of them is a basic seeing how effective you are at washing your hands.
Right.
So I actually have a chemical lotion called Glow Germ.
Glow Germ, okay.
It's called Glow Germ. It's just a lotion you rub under your hands, and it's going to glow under a black light. And so then you go wash your hands to see how well you got it off your hands under the black light. So how effective are you at washing your hands?
That's amazing. I've done that once before, not here, but somewhere else, and it was amazing how much residue was left, what I didn't actually.
Always under the rings and around the fingernails is always the most missed spots.
The worst. Yeah. So LDCC Day 2023, this is Tamara Young. She's instructor of biology. She's representing the sciences for us right now. You've probably heard the volume in here kick up quite a bit. And that is because we have a group of students that came in that's just really just enjoying themselves in this room that we're in. We're in the technology room, which includes things talking about digital media and cloud computing and IT and tech, all things tech. And so I just want to show you, I mean, they're getting a kick out of seeing themselves using the broadcast media equipment that we have. It is just amazing what's happening here, and we're just so happy. We're so thrilled that everybody is here and enjoying themselves. It's always a blast. So with this, we will take a break. Thank you, Ms. Young, for being here, and we will get our next interview coming up shortly. Wait, is there somebody? Is Mr. Orozco wanting to get on camera as well? Do you want to say hi? He said, this is live. We're actually live streaming. He's like, oh my gosh, we're live streaming. Yes, welcome to the show. He's like, I'm going to back up now. All right, LDCC Day 2023 continues in just a moment. Oh, yeah. And guess what? You thought we were done, but we have more for you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to LDCC Day 2023. And again, my name is Ryan Pierce. We're broadcasting live in the tech room where digital media, IT, cloud computing, and all that stuff is going on. But now we have a special guest, a very special guest with us, but he's going to have to remind me of what his name is. So if you would please introduce yourself, sir.
My name is John.
Okay, hold up. See, now look at that. Technical difficulties on my end, right? Say it one more time.
Jonathan Green.
All right, Mr. Green, welcome, welcome. That's a nice jacket you have on, man. Tell us what school are you representing, and then I'm going to ask you about the jacket in a minute.
I'm representing Neville High School.
Neville High School, hot dog. Well, congratulations. Is this everybody? It's from Neville right here, or more or less the folks that are kind of, sort of, not really? Oh,
Kinda.
okay. We got different schools represented right here. Now you're representing a specific fraternity. Looks like.
Yes,
What
sir.
what organization is this?
This is Boom Youth Fraternity.
Okay.
The boys are Boom, and the girls are Bloom.
Okay, nice. So tell us a little bit about that. This is the organization that just kind of came up, like a citywide or kind of organization. What's the purpose of the organization?
The purpose of the organization is to help build leadership at a young age.
Okay, help build leadership at a young age. Okay, that's good. So what kind of events do y'all take part in? What do y'all do? How are y'all building leadership?
Well, we recently participated in the Mardi Gras parade.
Okay.
So we just trying to do the best we can to get our name out there.
Okay. So doing like marketing, trying to get stuff, and wherever you go, you have your paraphernalia on, right?
Yes.
So people ask, because it stands out, right? I'm looking at these bright, beautiful colors, greens, blues. The balloons look like they have pinks on, and I'm thinking, man, these guys are coming. They're for real, So we had to know. So this is great. It's great. Sounds like good civic involvement. What brought you to LDCC Day?
That's a good question. Well, I was here I've been here last year.
Right, I remember.
And when I got the invitation to come back, I was like, I have to. I love being here last time. I remember how it was last time. Mm-hmm. I was like, I have to come back.
Look, and we appreciate you coming back and believing in us and considering LDCC as your college of choice, going forward. I know there's a lot of options out there. You're aiming high for universities and whatnot, but I'm going to tell you, we've had some students that come here first. They're so smart, right? They got all A's, they honor students, gifted, and all that stuff. Took a break from the university setting and say, you know what, I can save money by coming to LDCC. Like that's the smartest play you could do.
That is.
Get your basic general education classes done here for a fraction of the cost of what's going to cost you to go to LSU or ULM, Grambling, Tech, any of those places. Doesn't matter, right? So that's the smart play.
Yes.
You see how I'm doing that? Right. All right. So look, Mr. Green, before we let you go, because we have another guest coming on, man, I want to say thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for coming on, just being brave, sitting right there. You're ready for the spotlight.
Yes, sir.
You have any last thoughts for us before we get off?
Any last thoughts?
Yeah, words of encouragement, anything like that, reflections.
Just live up to your dream. Live up to your dream. And I have to try and put us out. If you ever think about coming to Neville, join Boom and Bloom. I got you.
Okay.
We'll make you a better person.
Look, that's it. Wise words are spoken right here, Mr. Green. Thank you so very much. I'm gonna sneak the music back in a little bit. And look, LDCC Day 2023 continues in just a moment. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. We're back. Live streaming. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
Well, can I hear you? That's the question. Okay, we got to get this right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're live, and we're going to turn the background music down. That would be helpful. There's a lot of noise around, and you know why there's a lot of noise, Miss Ellis?
Because we've got a party going on.
That is so correct. We have the best party on Valentine's Day you could ever imagine happening in the Advanced Technology Center all around it. I would have just said the community auditorium.
Okay.
But it's not just the auditorium. It's in the hallways. It's in this room. Thank you, North Louisiana Economic Partnership, for letting us use this wonderful space for all of our technology things. It's all down the halls in the high bay labs, the low bay labs. Everywhere there are students and there are programs being represented, because this is what it means to be at LDCC. Lots of opportunity and lots of choice for you, whatever path you want to take. I mean, isn't that right?
That's true. That's
whatever
right.
path you would want to take, you can start here and go anywhere, as it says on the screen. You see
That's
that on the
right.
screen?
Start here, go anywhere.
How do you like that? So, Miss Ellis, can I call you Ashley?
Sure.
No, Miss Ellis, please introduce yourself and tell us what your role is at LDCC.
All right, Ashley Ellis. My role is the pre-educator program director, so I'm in charge of the teacher prep program, at least the first 2 years. So it's a 2+2 program, 2 years here at Delta, and then you can transfer to ULM or one of our other partner institutions to get your bachelor's degree so you can become a teacher. And the program I currently am working with is the 1st through 5th grade, so elementary. But you can certainly get certified to do pre-K kindergarten if you take a certain exam. And then you could also do some junior high work if you take a certain praxis exam as well. We've got some opportunities for high school as a 6 through 12 social studies or English. So those are some opportunities down the road. But right now, that's what I'm working on, but my big goal right now is the teacher apprenticeship program, which is a whole new way to prepare teachers. We're still working on that. Lots of good news down the road about that one, but a new way to prep teachers. We're just trying to get more teachers in the classroom. The sooner the better.
You know, I mean, that's very important. More teachers in the classroom. When did it become not cool to be a teacher? I mean, that's not a good question.
No, that's tough. I will say this. I think that what students see is their experience in school becomes their experiences as what a teacher would experience, and
I
that's
see.
very different. And when you're in school and you're a high school student, the last thing you want to do is be back in school. You're ready to move on and go do those things that you've dreamed about, or places you want to go that, you know, seem so much more like grown up. And I think
that's
it's
right.
hard for high school students to see themselves back at a school. Unfortunately, I think they have a misconception about what it feels like to be a teacher. They know what it's like to be a student, and they think they know what it's like to be a teacher. And so that's what we do in my program and in the class that I teach, is really pull back the curtain and let students see how different it is and what the craft of education actually looks like. And it really is a craft.
I like what you said, the craft of education.
Yeah.
How often did I think, man, I don't want to be a teacher? You know, there's no way. Like, I thought the same thing. Not that, I mean, I loved my teachers, you know, when I was
Right.
coming up. I mean, a lot of them had a really, you know, profound impact on me.
Right.
But it didn't necessarily make me think, oh my gosh, I want to be that person. I want to be just like
Right.
them. Instead, it made me think, well, I'm going to take what I learned and then I'm going to apply it to some other, you know, some industry, some corporation, something. Maybe I'll work for myself, who knows, right?
Right.
But when I got back into the classroom as a college instructor, it made me realize just how much goes into the craft, the art and science, if you will, of teaching. It's unbelievable the amount of prep time and just work that goes into it, but how rewarding it can be as well when you know that you've done something to change somebody else's life.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we talk about this being a craft, I think we have to recognize it as, you know, there's so many skills and pieces to preparing and creating a great lesson for students, an engaging lesson, one that actually connects with students, and then building relationships and that community building that teachers do in their classrooms to make class a safe place to learn and talk about challenging topics even. I think we don't realize it as students, but as we, you know, I've been out of the teaching profession. I've been an administrator for the last 11 years. This is my first time back teaching in about 11 years, and I have absolutely missed it. I didn't realize how much I had missed just the culture building, the team you create, the environment that you can control. And I've had lots of other jobs over the last 20 plus years. And as much as there are challenges in schools and classrooms that we all deal with, there's challenges in every profession.
Correct.
I think what I love so much about teaching is that the impact you have on students, that you can be that one person. I didn't have really impactful memories of teachers through my childhood, and I think that was one of the reasons I really was drawn to the profession. And I find that students are drawn for two reasons. They were overly positively impacted in a great way by an educator, or they had a really not so great experience and they want to change that. And I think that, again, driven by passion to do better and to help kids have the best experience possible is why you get really caring, dedicated, usually relational, usually a little bit, you know, high-strung characters in the classroom, because we really, you know, I don't put on a show in a lot of places, but I can in a classroom. And I think that that's what's different about our profession, is that I'm not a performer per se, but if you put me in a classroom, then I become kind of a new person, someone who can really hopefully connect and entertain while teaching and pulling out content, pulling out really good thinking from kids. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's so well articulated and a lot of thoughts. What you have experienced coming through the school system, and then realizing that you want to do something different, maybe even better.
Yeah.
What a truth that you just said, but also the fact that if you're a student out there, if you're not particularly impressed with what your experience has been, guess what? You can change that.
That's
You
right.
can change the narrative, and you can change it for others that come after you that are in the school system by taking on that job or that employment, that career option in teaching. Tell us again the program specifically. You can hear. Okay.
I can hear you. It was hard to hear.
The program that you're over, what is it called again? If I'm a student, okay, you sold me, Miss Ellis, Professor
Yeah.
Ellis. I want to be a part of this new wave of instructors that are going to be coming through under your leadership.
Yeah.
In your culture. What program am I looking at?
It's called the Associate of Science and Teaching program, AST, but that's really the language we use for the degree you actually receive. I like to call it the Teach 2 program because in 2 years you will have your associate's degree and then you'll transfer on to get the last 2 years for your bachelor's degree in education. You do have to have a bachelor's degree to be a teacher in an elementary classroom, 1st through 5th grade and beyond, kindergarten as well, but a lot of people think that, an associate's degree is not a worthy degree for the education profession. And what I say is, just like our motto is, we can start here, go anywhere. There are some students that maybe, Delta is the best place for them to start, and we want to give that opportunity to all of our students in our region. I think Delta's a smaller campus. You get some, more face-to-face time with your instructors, but you also get to start in a place that I think that you can be really successful in. It's a new program. We've had it, and then it kind of fell off, and then we brought it back. The last time we had it here was 2015. Started with about 40 students in the program, and we've grown to just over 100, I think, recently,
Wow.
which is huge. That's just I'm not a miracle worker. I just showed up. We just said, do you want to be a teacher? And people said yes.
Wow.
I think we have a 2,500 teacher shortage in Louisiana when school started in August.
Ooh.
We've broken that down to about 1,200 teachers are still not in the classroom across the state. If you take that, let's just say 2,500, 25 kids a class, it's about 50,000 kids, or now 25,000 kids who don't have a teacher. They might have a long-term sub. They have someone who has maybe a high school diploma or a community member or a retired teacher who's trying to cover that class.
Right.
We need teachers, and our students deserve great teachers. So I'm passionate about the program. I want you to come try it out. And, I have always said, become a teacher, do anything. So start here, become a teacher, go anywhere. You don't always have to teach, and you don't always have to be in the classroom as your as your only path in the teaching program. So there's lots of opportunity. I didn't know I would be at this level. I've been an administrator. I've been a teacher, elementary, middle. I've been assistant principal for years, a principal of a junior high. I've worked at the state level, the district level. I literally feel like at this point, I've taught kindergarten. I've touched every level, and now I'm at the college level, and I realize, man, this is a really exciting place. I can have an impact on future educators in a really meaningful way, and hopefully be able to pull that curtain back and show them all the amazing things they can do as a teacher.
Wow. Well, I think you pretty much wrapped it up. I didn't even have to kind of cue you because you already started saying concluding words as we were talking. So
That's right.
Thank you so much, Professor Ellis. We're so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
A part of the LDCC family. Exciting things happening. Teach 2 program. Sign up for it today. Come on out to LDCC Day and check out all the wonderful programs that we have. LDCC Day 2023 live stream returns in
We
just a
heart
moment.
teachers on Valentine's Day.
And we're back. LDCC Day 2023. Again, the only camera angle I have, I'm so sorry, is from the technology room. we're working, right? We're working on doing something else, getting some other camera angles, but this is where all the magic is happening, at least in the technology world. And we're doing the live stream from this space. Now, I told you we'd be back. And I told you that we're doing interviews all day long. What hasn't happened enough, I feel like, is the interview that's about to happen right now. And you see this gentleman right behind me? He is thrilled to be here. He's taking his selfies like, look, I'm on TV, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, this to my left is our newest addition to the LDCC family, as far as I'm concerned, on the student services side. Fresh ideas, innovative concepts that he's coming up with, and just seeing student services and student life with a new perspective or a different perspective, and trying to bring entertainment, excitement, fun, and just activities and even meaningful experiences as well to the student body. So that's a long way of saying, let's please welcome, we're introducing Mr. David Payne, the SGA president for LDCC. Mr. Payne, let's give him a round of applause. That's right. All right. Now, Mr. Payne, we're really excited and happy that you're here with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got to Delta.
Man.
Yeah, scoot in a little bit so that the microphone can hear you.
Okay, so where I start?
I said so, that was funny, so that the microphone can hear you. I mean, so that the audience can hear you.
Yeah. So I non-traditional student. I've been out of high school since a long time, 97, I think. And just working, just got in the field of working for so many years, and then I just decided that I want a degree. I want to go back to school, and so I picked Louisiana Delta for the smaller classroom and the lower tuition, just to get my core classes out the way. And it's just been an awesome experience. I love the staff, my peers. They just treated me like family, reached out and grabbed me, and I really appreciate them for that. And then somebody approached me about being the president of SGA. I had no idea what SGA was, what that stands for, what that means. And Dean Thomas, she put me under her wings, and the rest is history.
No better person as a mentor, a guide, somebody who can take you and put you under her wing, and show you what it means to not just be an LDCC student, be a successful, in your case, SGA president, a professional. Years of experience. She's a great person to have as an ally.
She is. I can't talk about her enough, what she did for me. And she, we ran the campaign. Her words, not mine. We had the highest number of students participate in the election, and almost 0 to nothing. I mean, undisputed. She, my numbers were high, and she let me know my numbers were real high, and we jumped in running. We started events and traveling, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, over at Bixby. Shout out to Bixby Bossier Parish Community College and their president. They are doing such a magnificent job over at that campus with Miss Sarah, with the their Cavalier Care Center.
Okay.
And we want that kind of program over here at Delta, and we're working on it.
Okay.
We got our food pantry, the Promise Pantry, and that's leading toward the direction that we want to get with having what they have. We just went to Washington D.C.
Oh, wow! Look at that. What y'all do out there?
Louisiana Board of Regents, Louisiana student body presidents all over the state of Louisiana. All the presidents went to D.C. We visited the White House. We visited the Capitol. The House chambers just the experience. We met with a lot of lawmakers and legislators. we just had a good time out there, and we learned a lot. We got to present some stories and some cases to our lawmakers, let them know what's going on our campuses in every school in Louisiana, every college in Louisiana. And that's what SGA do. We represent the student body. So if it was a situation or a circumstance that we need to get to them, we let them know what was going on.
Yeah, it's really important work. I got to tell you, this sometimes not understood or not appreciated, but when the student can get up in front of legislators
Right.
and tell their story and speak to all the great things that have happened in their lives because of higher education,
Right.
that means more than anything that I could say on my platform as a faculty member or as an administrator. I can tout how great this place is, how important education is, but when a student can say, this is how my life was affected, this is how my life was changed, that is so powerful. And then the other thing that you said that was really interesting to me, as a student, I wouldn't have thought, oh, wait, I come here and now I can see the world, I can travel, I can have all these great experiences. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have just assumed I come to school and I learn what I got to learn and then I move on. But you embraced us, just like you say that we embraced you. You embraced us and every opportunity that we were giving you.
Yeah.
And that's why you're able to stand here and say, well, you know, I have had a rich experience, much richer than maybe I would have if I just would have been a student alone by itself.
And it started when Dean Thomas first asked me if I wanted to be the SGA president. Never thought being that president would take me so far. I never had that kind of experience in my life. I've been in Louisiana all my life. I lived in Columbus for a little while, Ohio, and went to Texas a couple times, but never had the experience of, traveling, seeing other places. And that experience alone just opened my eyes to all the things that I could, eventually do and go. It's no limit now.
That's right. So tell us a little bit about what SGA is doing right now, what your office is doing, what's being planned. Are there any events coming up? Give us a little sneak peek about this semester and what we should expect.
Okay. This spring semester, we are getting ready for, at the end of the month, this Black History Month, we have an awesome Black History program coming up. We have a dynamic speaker. I wish I would have brought my notes. I could have told you his name. But
that's okay. We believe that it's going to be on fire.
We got Carroll High School choirs coming. We have Robinson Elementary School dance. They got a little dance team. They're coming to perform for us. And also in that same program, we're doing our male mentor pinning ceremony that program. And we inviting everybody, the community, the students, staff, everybody's invited to come out.
Now, there's always a big question whenever we think about events. Will there be food?
Yes.
Tell us, all right.
Mayberg. No, Mayberg. We have food catered. It's coming we have fried chicken, baked chicken, all the sides. So dinner will be served.
And this is February 28th.
February 28th at 12 o'clock in our ATC Buildings Auditorium.
That is fantastic. Which, by the way, we're in the Advanced Technology Center right now. We're not in the auditorium, but we're adjacent to it. As you can hear, a lot of noise going on. There's a party happening here.
We're having a good time.
It's excitement. We have music. We have activities and programs, and it's been really great. Give me your reflections of LDCC Day thus far. What from your eyes, from your angle, what are you seeing? How would you hype this event up even more? Because I feel like I've run out of words,
Yeah. So what's going on is we have students, seniors, different schools throughout the state or this area. They're coming to Louisiana Delta. They're learning about all of our different departments, all of our different educational programs, our SGA programs, just all the different programs we have to offer here at the school. We got booths set up and tables set up for every auxiliary, every department. Listen, the library has a table.
Yes, the library.
Everybody has a table, and
I'm glad you said that, because Miss Amelia Brister came up to me and said, hey, when am I going to get on, right? So we're going to make sure we have Miss Amelia Brister on either today or tomorrow. We'll be sure of it. But like you said, who would have thought, right, if we're going to call out the library for a second, we just think of them as an auxiliary service. People got, I need to do some research. We have computers, we have printers and copiers and things like that. But the fact that they came out to LDCC Day
Yeah.
to say, hey, no, we're here. We're not just in the background. We have
Yeah.
something to offer. That's a very important statement. I'm glad you said that.
And they really do, because when I first got here, that was the first place I went. You got to think about it, though. You need your library to get your ID.
Mm-hmm.
You need the library to go get copies of any program. And if you don't have access to a computer when you first get here, you need the library to go and get those things that you need. So library is important, man. I
They
love
do it
them
all.
over there.
That's right. Great people over there for sure. Now, besides the Black History Month program on February 28th and all the good food,
Right.
so everybody remember to come out, not just for the food, right, but know that it'll be there.
Yeah.
And we don't want to take any home. That's the thing, right? We don't want any leftovers. So everybody come on out, LDCC, February 28th at noon. Is there a festival happening sometime in the future?
Spring Fest.
Is that what it's called?
Spring Fest.
I'll
It's
be
at the
done.
end of April. I can't give you the exact date, but Spring Fest is coming. Let us get Women History Month with this March. We got a program with a speaker, dynamic speaker coming from D.C. So we have
Wow.
let us get Black History and then Women's History Month out the way, and then we'll be focusing on Spring Fest. And I'm the new president, so the students gonna remember what I did at Spring Fest. So
So the pressure's on. Is
yeah,
what I'm hearing. The
and then
pressure's
I
on.
heard how much went on last year, and I just got to step it up this year. We
Yeah.
got to be ready.
Nah, you will be. We know it. You've come in professional
Right.
and just ready to take care of business, Mr. Payne. We thank you so much. Oh, was there something else you want to say?
I wanted to mention real quick.
tell me.
I can't do this interview without mentioning we have another officer in our Monroe location. She is my secretary treasurer. Her name is Kirsten Brantley.
Kirsten Bradley. I
Kirsten
know
Brantley.
Kirsten.
She does a lot of work. Anything that I miss, she right there like, hey, you forgot this. She got my back, and I just didn't want to do this interview without mentioning her. Also.
You know, but that made me think of something else. You got me talking with my hands now. See, you got me all excited. Okay. One quick thing for those that are listening that are considering coming to LDCC and that are considering taking on a position as important as SGA president, vice president, secretary, treasurer. Aren't there benefits to being a part of being that, besides just the fact that you are running the show for the student body,
Right.
besides the fact that you might get a chance to travel a little bit? What's the immediate benefit? I mean, besides changing lives.
I don't really like talking about it because I don't even want them to run for it. But it really is. You have a tuition stipend for the we have a bi-weekly stipend.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a tuition waiver.
Wow.
We have
So you get to come here for free, basically.
yeah.
And you get a stipend, so you get
Yeah.
paid to do the work.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I need to just go and run for SGA president at some point.
Yeah. But it's real nice. That's why I'm blessed to be here, man. I'm blessed to be here.
Absolutely. LDCC Day 2023. We so appreciate you being here. I'm going to sneak the music in. And as the folks on the live stream see, just a steady stream of traffic coming in and out of this room. Remember, LDCC Day 2023 is more than just this room. It's a whole buildings full of programs on display. Mr. Payne, we thank you so much. And we'll see you around campus.
No problem.
LDCC Day 2023 continues in just a moment. All right, and we're back. You know, LDCC Day 2023 has been phenomenal so far. Now, it's 2 days, actually, not just today, but it is tomorrow as well. And we have local high schools and middle schools coming to see all the things that LDCC has to offer. And so far, it's been just a nonstop, action-packed day. You've been in the halls, kind of seeing what it's all about. And we're really happy that you're here. So before we get started with the next segment, I have to introduce our very special guest. Remember earlier we did an interview and we made mention of corporate entities, corporate partnerships, corporate sponsors, things like that was in a previous interview with Mr. Frank Bennett, our Director of Institutional Advancement. And so if you were watching back then, this was about an hour ago, you kind of get the idea that it's more than just LDCC doing work on its own. It takes more than just us to produce a quality product. A lot of times we need and we seek out the help and assistance of our corporate entities, our corporate partners. And so what I wanted to do, and I'm so grateful that you agreed to this, is to talk to one of those individuals, like they actually exist. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Amber Matthews, and she represents Origin Bank. Can you tell us your official title?
So I'm Senior Vice President of Louisiana Retail Regional Banking.
Say it one more time.
Okay. Senior Vice President of Louisiana Regional Retail Banking.
Ooh, what does that mean exactly?
Well, so people most commonly think of banks as the retail sector, meaning like the tellers that process the transactions, and you've got assistant managers and banking center managers. And so my role is to manage those managers. And so you have individual managers for each location, and then I have the Louisiana region where I manage those managers for the Louisiana region.
You know, we're so happy that you got in touch with us. I remember it was an event, something like this, but for the community at large, and you came up to me and said, "Hey, let's do something. Let's do something special. Let's start a program. Let's see how we can create a better pipeline of talent into the banking world, because we all know that banks exist. We all know that money is important. We probably should save more than we do. We know there's all sorts of services that we can get in retail banking, but yet we kind of overlook it sometimes as an opportunity for employment and jobs and growth. And when you came to me and said, "Hey, you know, there's a need out here. We at Origin need some quality and qualified individuals who are ready to be professionals and take it as far as they want to take it." And I'm so grateful that you came up to me and we started the conversation, because that has bloomed into a wonderful relationship with the college, and we're ever so thankful for that. Can you, but let me back up a second and say, what brings you to LDCC Day? And then it may end up backing up into the whole relationship as it stands right now. But why did you guys decide to come to LDCC Day?
Well, it's just a part of educating the generation that's coming up for our workforce. Workforce development is a huge passion of mine, and making sure that we are, pouring into the future for the talent that we need. And so obviously this puts us face to face with that generation and lets us have meaningful conversations with these young adults and what they could potentially be in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as you have been out in the hall, seeing all the traffic, looking at all the students with their bright eyes, you know, saying, wow, I could be this, this, and this. As you've gotten a chance to talk to some of them, were some of them surprised at what they could do at Origin?
Yeah, some of them, again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. You know, most people just think of transactional, you know, banking, which is a incredibly important part of what we do. But there's so much more to banking. There's so many different aspects and departments that make the bank run and be successful. So it's not just a transactional, you know, career path.
So if I want to be in the banking industry, just baseline entry level type of things, what skills do you think I should have in order to be successful at a position as a teller or maybe a relationship banker of some sort?
So that is a great question. I'm going to say most important is going to be communication skills on building relationships. That's one thing that we value very and hold to a very high standard at Origin Bank is building relationships and knowing your customer and taking care of that customer to the best of your ability. Of course, some math skills if you're going to be doing transactions and things like that. That's exactly. That's really important. You know, I think organizational skills are really important too because of, you know, setting priorities and being efficient in your job.
Wow. Okay, that's great. Now, so as we kind of meander through the conversation, I was going to ask you this question. How are you, Amber Matthews, training the future employees and maybe even future leaders in the banking industry? What are you doing right now to help that?
Oh, that's a good question. So to be a good leader, you got to be present. And I'm in and out of all of the different banking centers and having having conversations, being a part of watching interactions with customers and educating, you know, our young bankers on, okay, let's take this to the next level. Let's learn about our customers on a deeper level. Let's really establish those true relationships. And it's one at a time. And it's, like I said, being present and knowing your team and what will drive them to be more successful.
Wow. You know, I feel like, though, you might be doing something else to train those that are interested in a career in banking. Because if I remember, if memory serves, we had a series of phone calls and Zoom meetings and
Yes.
all the minds that make up just LDCC and business programs, as well as some important figures at Origin, got together and said, you know what, we need to really nail down what it means to be in the business, and then what skills they need to have. And you told us the skills, but then how do we train on those skills? And so it was just kind of a foregone conclusion. Well, we're a college, and you guys know what's necessary, and you guided us into restructuring a certificate program and actually renaming the program to something different. We had a CTS, a Certificate of Technical Studies in Bank Teller. But after talking with Amber Matthews and her team at Origin, it became known as the Certificate of Technical Studies in Retail and Relationship Banking, because that's what you're doing as a banker, at least at the entry level. You're doing those things, and the title speaks to all that encompasses the position.
Yeah.
And so we appreciate you for that. But so not only were you instrumental in that, and this is the power of partnership, but you're actually doing what? I don't want to steal your thunder. What are you doing right now?
Well, I somehow or another got talked into teaching the class. It is an online course, and I have been very vulnerable with the students to say this is my first go at this, but I've really enjoyed it. I love the interaction with the students, and I've already been, working on, okay, how can I improve this? I want to make it better, and I want to continue to grow in this and look for those future bankers.
We wanted you to teach it because Your boots on the ground. You're in the industry. You do it every day. So who better to teach this particular class, the banking class itself, than you? So that we appreciate you allowing us to, kind of convince you to do it. But what I loved, what you just said, is the mark of a true professional and somebody who wants to perfect their craft, right? It's evident that you said, well, I'm happy I got a chance to do it, but I want to do it better and better and better. Taking it seriously, and you're already talking about how am I going to change things for the fall. You're not even 4 weeks in to the spring semester. Can I start my class up? Can I have access to it so I can start rearranging things and changing things, adding content? I mean, we couldn't ask for more than that kind of dedication. And so again, thank you so much for being a partner that we can rely on, that brings energy and experience, but also a willingness to learn and want to get better. It just doesn't get any better than that. So thank you so much. Tell us, but as we wrap up, tell us what else is on the horizon, whether it be our partnership, Origin, LDCC, or whether it be for you personally or for Origin Bank as a whole. Just kind of give us some nuggets, things to think about, so that when we have you back for another one of these, we can talk about what's going on.
Okay. The biggest thing that I'm working on right now with work is understanding how to really engage on a deeper level with customers and make an experience that they don't get anywhere else. And that takes a lot of coaching and education,
Yep.
teaching, continuous teaching, because, precision is part of the presentation to a customer. So the more precise we can be on the development side and on the operational side, the more we can focus on deepening those relationships and really looking at our customers and knowing that they're getting the absolute best service that they can get.
Wow. Well said, well said. We appreciate you being here for LDCC Day 2023. Origin Bank, the team is here. They have a table outside of these doors, outside of the tech room. They're in the hallway with the rest of business and technology. Fine folks, great partnership. We look forward to continuing that. And again, this has been Amber Matthews. I'm Ryan Pierce. LDCC Day 2023 will return in just a few minutes. Thank you. Well, well, well. We're back. You can't see me just yet. Why? Because I haven't changed the camera angle. But now, here we go. I'm back, but it's less about me, and it's more about these two right here. We got some weird camera angles going on, so forgive me. I have actually some help now, so we're going to switch over to the camera that gives the best shot of our next guests and our final guests of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to introduce them, even though I know a name, but I don't want to mess up your name. So I'm going to let both of y'all introduce yourselves. But these two represent the barber styling program. We have the barber styling program director and a student. Am I correct? So please introduce yourself. Tell everybody your names and what's going on today. You can start first. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Christian, and I am a senior here for the barber styling program. So it's my last semester.
Christian, right?
Christian, yes.
Okay, perfect. Senior barber styling student. And then to your right is
my teacher, my mentor, my favorite person in the world. Aww.
and her name is Miss Tracy Blackstock. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know she was not going to do this interview without Christian.
That's right.
She drug her in. So as we're talking barber styling, tell us a little bit about the program to those that don't know. What is barber styling all about? I know you would think it's obvious, right? But give us some the inside scoop, if you would.
Well, we learn everything from like cutting men's hair in the proper way to cut men's hair, because that is very stressful. We do women's cuts. We do all the highlighting, the coloring. I mean, we pretty much do it all besides like the makeup and all that.
Wow, okay. And Ms. Blackstock, did you want to add anything to that?
Sure.
I'm sure I missed a lot.
No, I like to bring them in because it's good to hear the students' point of view of what they're learning and everything. So, the program is a 1,500 clock hour program. So that means that you have to have the 1,500 clock hours in-house. And then you have 53 credit hours in which you take as your theory. And then once you complete those, you go take a state board exam with the State Board of Barbering. And once you pass that, you're licensed to go work, which you can accomplish this in about 12 to 15 months, which is about 4 semesters. So, but yeah, they learn all aspects of men cutting and women cutting and the chemical parts of that. The only thing that we don't do, because we are barbers, is the nails and extensive facialing. So I get that question a lot, so I always try to tell what the difference is between barbering and Cosmo.
Right, I was going to say, so no cosmetology training allowed.
Right?
Different rules, state rules are making it to where we can't do that, but that's okay.
Right.
We do a great job, or I should say you do an excellent job, you and your staff,
Thank you.
Just training the students that come to us to be not only great stylists, but great professionals in the field. Can you speak to maybe a story that comes to mind of a student that you trained and you saw go on to some great things?
Sure. We have lots of students that's come out of our program and that are successful in our community. One is one that I work in the shop with, and her name is Angela Pugh. She has Harmony Salon and Spa, and that's been a very successful salon. And she also came back and got her instructor's license, which is a course that we have with our program where you can get your instructor's license to teach. So that is one. We have Ethan Hall. He has a successful barbershop in the Farmerville area that it's just taken off. So I can just keep
really good.
I can just keep naming on and on and on. I would probably say at least probably 20% of our shops in the in our community in town are our students. So if not more, I'm just being generous with that.
Right. Now going back to students, Christian, as you reflect on your time, and you're a senior, so you're going to have to leave the hallowed halls of LDCC. Don't cry. But, you're going to go on to some great things. We know. What has been your favorite class, or or maybe favorite skill to learn, if it's not a class, since you've been at LDCC?
Well, I don't want to say like favorite class or skill. I've really enjoyed everything that I've learned here, but I mean, we all have our favorites, and my favorites is the coloring side of it. I like to try new techniques on highlighting and really working with color right now.
Okay.
So it's a challenge on that one.
Now, you just segued nicely into the other question I had. What's been your greatest challenge in the program?
Well,
or a technique or something that was that took a while to get the hang of, but then you kind of crossed the bridge. Oh,
she's a good student. She's a good student.
I know I'm really hard on myself, and when I think I'm doing bad, everyone else is like, "Oh my gosh, no, you're fine. Like, you got this." But I don't know if and I'm not trying to be like,
Sure.
"Oh, I'm the best of the best," because I'm not. But I don't think that I have one that I'm just like not like terrible at. You know what I mean? What I'm
Right.
trying to say.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good to be confident.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. Hey, if you came out of the program feeling good about everything, then it was a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So
we did
no
our
worries at all.
job. We did our job.
What I heard, and this is a question, I guess for both of y'all. I've come to know that Barber Styling, the program Barber Styling, you do a lot of interesting activities, not just in the classroom, but you may travel some to different areas of the state, maybe to other states. Can you talk about some of those experiences and why that's so important for the students to have those opportunities?
You want to take that?
Kind of like the hair shows.
Or just the different. Well, we go out into the community to cut.
Sure.
So
That's one too.
that's one of our main things that we try to do, so that we can get them out into the community. So that helps the community, and it also helps our students. And so it's a win-win on both sides, because we're giving free haircuts to people that usually don't have that opportunity to get regular haircuts and things, and then it also gives them the experience to get to do that. So we go to elementary schools, we go to the senior center. One new place we just started, which we'll do next week for the first time, is Calhoun Civic Club. So we'll be going to Calhoun and working on it in that community, which we've never done. We do go to hair shows. We went to one this past year, which it's exciting. We went to Birmingham, and it's a huge conference, like seminar type thing, where they had like 133 classes to take or choose from. So, and then it's just demonstrations and expos and just everything. So we try to make it interesting and take it on the road.
Yeah, that's right. And everybody loves it when your show comes on the road. I remember when the Barber Styling group came to the Monroe campus the last time.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter where you're set up, how the setup is. Students are going to come to get their hair done, period. End of story. Cuts, styles, you name it. When they know you're coming to campus, they'll be there. So I know that you've taken the show on the road to a lot of campuses, maybe not all of them, but certainly a good number of them. And again, to the community as well. What a great service that you're providing, and at the same time, the students are learning, right? So it's really fantastic. Any closing thoughts for us as we wrap up LDCC Day? Actually, I wanted to ask, how has the experience been so far? With the students on LDCC Day, what's it been like out there?
Oh my gosh, it's exciting. This is one of my favorite things to do when we come over here. I love to see all the new people come in and all their interest and even the questions that we get. It's just, I don't know, it's just exciting, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Ms. Blackstock, what are your thoughts about LDCC
About,
Day?
well, LCC, we do this because we bring our students with us because we feel like this gives them a opportunity to market the program, and it's also teaching them how to market themselves once they get out into the field. So it's kind of like a learning experience or a training experience for them. And then we do hair and things while we're here on the high school and the people coming through. So, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I will say barber styling is not only responsible for making you look good, but they're also responsible for the party. Because we're just so thrilled to have y'all. Always a showstopper at LDCC Day. Thank you, Barber Styling Program, for being here. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for our live stream series of interviews for LDCC Day, day number 1. We will be back hopefully tomorrow if the technology works and everything else works. And with that, we'll say goodbye until tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.